More than 5 million people died. Entire cities were erased. War crimes were committed, on a scale that rivaled World War II. Yet today, almost nobody remembers this war. This is the story of the Second Congo War, the deadliest conflict since World War II, and the war history quietly buried. A war without a name. The Second Congo War began in 1998, in the heart of Africa. It didn't have dramatic headlines like World War I or II, no famous generals, no clear battle lines, but it involved 9 African countries and dozens of armed groups. Because of its scale, historians later called it Africa's World War. Yet outside Africa, it barely made the news. How it started. The war initially erupted when Congolese President Laurent Desire Kabila turned against his former allies from Rwanda and Uganda, who had helped him seize power. The conflict expanded as Kabila rallied a coalition of other countries to his defense. What followed was chaos. Neighboring countries, Rwanda, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, all sent troops into Congo. Officially, they claimed it was for security. In reality, they wanted power, resources, and control. A battle for wealth, not peace. Congo is one of the richest countries on Earth in natural resources. Gold, diamonds, coltan, used in smartphones and electronics. Armed groups fought village by village, mine by mine. Civilians weren't caught in the crossfire. They were the targets. Entire communities were massacred, enslaved, forced to mine resources at gunpoint. This was not just war. It was organized exploitation. The silent mass death. Here's the most shocking part. Most of the 5 million deaths were not from bullets. They died from starvation, disease, displacement. Hospitals collapsed. Food supplies vanished. Families fled into forests to survive. Children died without names. Villages disappeared without records. The world looked away. War crimes without justice. Multiple investigations uncovered. Mass rapes used as weapons of war. Child soldiers forced to fight. Executions of civilians. Some commanders were named. Very few were punished. There was no global outrage. No international tribunal. Justice never came. Why history forgot this war? So why don't we talk about it? Because it happened in Africa. It didn't threaten Western powers. There was no single villain to blame. And perhaps most disturbing of all, the global economy benefited from Congo's suffering. Phones, laptops, and modern technology were built using resources mined during the war. Comfort elsewhere was paid for with blood. The Second Congo War officially ended in 2003. But for millions, the consequences never ended. This was not just a forgotten war. It was a silenced one. And forgetting it means allowing it to happen again. If history has ever been erased, this is one of those stories. Subscribe for more forgotten wars and hidden military history.